podcast connecting. Something should be happening. Gaming is for friends.
I thought this music was so epic.
We all like talking about gaming. The only thing that I disliked about the old game. There are so many different conversations started by gaming.
Oh, I forgot I have you.
This could be anything. Okay, walk in that green goo. Oh, nope. That's a no. Anything Gaming Podcast. Hi, and welcome to Anything Gaming, episode 30. After our unscheduled mid-season break, we're back again with more anything about gaming. And how are you, Woody? How was the holiday?
I'm doing great. I'm sorry again. We were supposed to do this last week. I got hit over here, northeastern Massachusetts. We got hit with a bad thunderstorm. And we just couldn't do it. Again, sorry. But no, my holiday week was good. I had to work. But it was good. It was all right.
Yeah, I've been really pumped actually because I've been busy, had kids on school holidays, stuff like that. But I got a Steam Deck. So this episode's going to be all dedicated to handhelds. And I wanted to go through some of your favorite handhelds, some of those obscure handhelds, all those kind of things that we can talk about. And I suppose we'll throw in a couple of games there that we like to play on them.
Handhelds have been around for so long now. Really, not like the advent of popular video games. Really, they were born in the 80s, really, with the advent of Game & Watch, and they just went from there, Game Boy, Game Gear. I think, though, the important thing about the handhelds is one word: convenience. Just the idea of being able to be anywhere. Like you can experience now with the Steam Deck, just be anywhere and just play it. Yeah. You know, that's always been a novel idea, considering that consoles and, at-home PCs have always existed.
Yeah, I remember getting my first handheld thing, and it was one of those ones where it was like a plane and it flew up and down. You could only make it fly up and down and shoot, and that was it. There was one game in this little kind of crappy device. I can't even remember the name of it. This is before even, I think, the Game Boy, or around the time of the Game Boy, but those really cheaper ones that I guess they were fun and they entertained me as I was a kid, especially on those road trips. Everyone used to take a handheld.
I mean, like the ones you're talking about, they sound similar to the Tiger Electronics handheld games. I don't know worldwide they are. I hope not that worldwide, just because they weren't that good. Like in hindsight, they weren't that good. But even back then, like I had quite a bit. I still got my Mega Man 2 Tiger Electronics games. Horrible. It uses like those calculator graphics.
Yeah.
Just sprites that are already on the screen. It's just that they, light up whenever you're moving, something's moving.
Yeah.
So archaic and terrible. But at the time, just the thought of being able to play Mega Man or all these sports games.
Yeah.
There was a Full House Tiger Electronics game. We can play as the television show.
Oh,
starring Bob Saget. Yeah, that's John Stamos, Dave Coulier.
What did you do?
An actual game.
What did you do in that game?
Okay, as far as I can tell, you're Michelle Tanner.
Yeah.
And you're trying to go down the hallway, and you have to avoid DJ for some reason.
Oh, DJ was always a bit of a tool.
Right, yeah,
naturally. Vibe. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So that's like the base plot. I didn't go too deep into the Full House Tiger Electronics game. I didn't want to get sucked in. I didn't want to get addicted to it. So I took it out. But no, it was just so funny because you would find, and even to this day, there are still Tiger Electronics games still being sold, which is weird too because now the appeal, you could even just a little tiny thing. There are some portable game systems now that are so tiny. Do you remember it was a version of the Game Boy Advance called the Game Boy Advance Micro?
Yeah, there was a Micro, and then there was also the Sega Game Gear Micro that had to beat the Game Boy Advance. They made it even smaller than that. It was like on a key ring. It was smaller than your car key.
That's a little too small,
Yeah.
I think a personal question. The Steam, you just got it, right? How heavy is it? Is it like a decent sized thing? Like, if you wanged it on someone's head, would they be done? Or
No, it's kind of like if you got a Nintendo Switch and you got like half a Nintendo Switch extra in weight.
okay, all right. So it's fairly lightweight.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go back to even the Game Boy, actually, we should probably start right there because that was like the first really big, really popular handheld console.
Yeah.
Because of the 4 batteries, remember those?
hmm
Remember when things needed those? Yeah, like the Game Boy was a brick. It was a brick of gaming.
Well, I got the Game Gear, which had 6 of those batteries.
Yeah, that was also heavy. That was also a weapon. But one thing that the Game Gear always had over the Game Boy was the color.
Mhm.
As great as the Game Boy games were, and the Game Boy had, I mean, Link's Awakening, the other Oracle games for Zelda, the Mario Lands, the definitive Tetris. You know, I could go on and on. If anyone else wants to chime in, go for it. But Game Gear had color. You know, it had a pretty. I mean, from what I could tell, the Game Gear was more or less a portable Master System. Although I don't think it was as powerful as a Master System. It was close to it.
It wasn't a porter. It was actually like its own thing, and it had its own games. And the real problem was almost that there wasn't enough copies of the games getting sold, so there wasn't enough developers making games for the system.
Yeah.
And then the system kind of fell away. I think it did evolve into like another version where you could put actual Mega Drive cartridges into it. Like
That was the Nomad.
yeah.
That's the Sega Nomad. And yes, that is no wait. If someone wants to correct me on that, it is the Nomad. I'm thinking of another device. There's actually a cool device that looks like a Walkman that's a 32X with it too. But yeah, the Nomad is the portable Genesis or Mega Drive, whatever.
And fun fact, I don't know if you know this, but that actually came out, and I only just saw this the other day, that it came out for aeroplanes so people could play on flights, and then it became so popular that then they released it to the public.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
cool. I did not know that at all.
No. So
You know, you got to give it to Sega back in the day. They took some great risks.
they were always
Even
the
if-
innovators.
Yeah, even if it cost them millions, most of the time their innovations were, if you could get a hold of them, were great.
Mm. The Dreamcast was another one, not to try and go off the whole the handheld thing, but the Dreamcast was so good that it just corrupted and collapsed the company. So
Yeah. Well, so speaking of handhelds, though, I don't know where this falls into it, but you remember the UMVs for the Dreamcast.
huh?
You know, like VMUs.
Is it like a controller?
Okay, it's in the controller. It's what you put in the controller that has the screen on it.
Oh yeah.
That you can take out, and you can actually think like Tamagotchi,
All right.
virtual pet style. If you're playing Sonic Adventure, you can collect those eggs there, and then you grow them inside the VMU. And it's got like a D-pad and 2 buttons to fool around with, and a display.
And who bought this?
I bought it. Okay. Well, no. See, here's the thing. It's the memory card itself. You need a memory card to play Dreamcast.
Yeah.
So you had it. You know what I mean? I think they did come out with Dreamcast memory cards that didn't do that, but the ones that came out initially were the VMU ones, and because it was cool, it was a second screen. You could see like things like your health.
Yeah.
Now, truth be told, I did try it out once. I was never a virtual pet person when it comes to handheld games. That is another type of handheld game. I think
Is it Tamagotchi a handheld game? Are you actually a gamer if you play Tamagotchi?
I mean, you're growing stuff. You're inputting buttons on the display.
I know.
Yeah, I mean,
technically.
is an ATM machine. This is a video game. I don't discourage the Tamagotchi crowd because I was in the midst of that, but I never did it. But seriously, all my friends and everyone in my social circle were on those things. I was what you'd call a purist. I hate to say it now.
Yeah.
You're younger.
Yeah.
You'll get your attitude.
I
then.
was like, get away from me, you ungaming
right,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, you are not a gamer. You're a Tamagotchi-er.
Right, and it's embarrassing behavior to say now, but it was the truth. That's just the way it was.
Well, you got to remember, back then, farming games weren't really a thing anything. No one really made games. Basically involved either platformers or shooters. That was it. There was two genres back in the day. Almost there was not a whole lot extra going on there. So you'd normally those things weren't actually games back then, but they are now.
But I do respect that. But anyway, going back to the Nomad and the Game Gear, just because those were really strong, for the time, portables. Once Sega declined and you didn't have any, they weren't coming out with any more portables after the Game Gear and all that. I was excited for when the PSP was announced.
Yeah.
Because to me, at the time, I felt like that was the next Game Gear. I know it sounds weird to say, but it was a competition. Because by this time, Nintendo either was or already came out with a DS. They were on the way.
Nintendo
they had no competition in that era.
At that time, Nintendo owned the handheld market, like
Iron Fist. Yeah. Because even mobile gaming, even at that point, really wasn't like huge it is now.
Do you remember the N-Gate, the Nokia N-Gate?
I am proud to say I've played a Nokia N-Gage. Never owned it, but I did play it over a friend's house back in the day.
Anyone that doesn't know what it is, Google what it is. It looks like a little Game Gear.
Sorry now. One thing I regret not doing is, I guess the handheld console infamous to having the worst game cartridge. Like, you have to actually take out the batteries to put the game in or something like that. Take something out, then put the game in, and then put it back in. It's not just like a slot on the top or anything like that.
It was the only mobile phone that used to have game cartridges. I'm pretty sure you could get Tomb Raider on the N-Gage as well. Like, there was big games that came out on this mobile phone. The one thing that I find funny is, how there's all those memes about Nokia's destroying things. So imagine rage quitting with the N-Gate and you just throw your N-Gage in, it just blows up a wall or something. And
well, it is Nokia, so you could probably hit it with a safe and it'd probably be all right.
Yeah, that's right.
But it was. I respected it. I was hyped for the Nokia N-Gage when I saw it. It didn't look good, and I didn't want it, but just seeing what they were putting on portables now, things like Tomb Raider, I could be wrong. Okay, so Duke Nukem either came out for the N-Gage, or it came out for the Game.com, or the Gamecom. Do you remember the Gamecom?
Yeah.
Don't remember the game. Try not to remember the Gamecom if you did, because it's not the best console.
I'm going to Google the games for the N-Gage. Would you like to know a definitive list?
I would not. That shit. All right. Give me both of them. Give me both the games that came out for it.
Okay. No, there was a lot. There was Rayman 3, Pathway to Glory, Red Faction, FIFA, some pinball game. There a lot of sports games, obviously. Call of Duty came out on the N-Gage. The original Call of Duty.
World War II one, nice.
Yeah, Splinter Cell.
I remember seeing advertisements in game magazines for the Splinter Cell N-Gage version.
An X-Men game, Tiger Woods. Oh my god, Crash Nitro Kart came out on the N-Gage. Ghost Recon. There's a massive list. Tony Hawk Skater came out on it. This could be a whole N-Gage episode.
I remember seeing the Tony
2.
The movie Spider-Man 2.
No, the game.
No, but is it the game based off the movie?
Yeah.
Because we're talking handhelds. I'm not gonna go into Spider-Man games.
An Elder Scrolls spin-off. Literally, the list is quite long.
How is production ending? When did they stop making games?
About, by the looks of it, 2006-ish.
All right. Okay.
Does that tie into the PlayStation Portable? When does it play?
Because it came out fairly shit. I'm just gonna go ahead and say 2003 is when it came out.
Yeah. Okay.
I could be wrong. You feel free to fact check me on that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember one of my friends used to have one of these N-Gages, and it was it took like going to the, that meme of all men go to the toilet for like bathroom breaks for like hours. He'd be in there for hours playing his N-Gage in work time. You know what I mean? It's just a phone, sir. I'm not doing anything untoward. Like, yeah. Anyway, so
No. Well, hey, it just goes to show you now. Look at what you can play on your phone. You can more or less. There's Game Pass on your phone now.
yeah.
It's just weird. Sometimes you got to look at the small stuff to what's going to become the big stuff later on.
Well,
But yeah,
I think there's a lot of that whole. There's a lot of things now. You can buy these slides that'll come out and clamp your phone in between it, and then you've got like almost like your own little Steam Deck that it holds your mobile phone in there. Have you seen those things that are very more specific for Game Pass? Everything seems to line up with Game Pass. Let's see how much we can put Game Pass on so many devices type thing.
yeah. I mean, I'm actually in the market for a new phone, and that's something I'm probably gonna look into. I've never really gotten big into. I love portable gaming. I like portable gaming. I've been doing that. Mobile gaming is something I've still never really. I still see my phone as a tool. Too much of a tool, It is my phone. It is where I pay my bills. It is where I watch my YouTube videos. So I really never go too deep.
Also, on a phone, people forget about this. You can actually make phone calls too.
So,
yeah. I never see people doing that real much these days. It's always text. Anyway, sorry, that's my dad joke for today.
Yeah.
So, So where was your favorite? What's your favorite? Like, what's your most obscure and your most favorite of these handhelds?
Well, okay, so most obscure. Here's one that I liked, and as far as my favorite of all time, I'm not going to include the Switch.
Yeah.
Because the Switch you can put there. But even still, it's an easy answer. I gotta say the 3DS. It's just so unique. So many good games on that. It's like ambitious.
Yeah.
It's maybe the perfect handheld device. Strictly handheld, mind you. While I do consider the Switch to be better, you can still play the Switch on the TV, which to me, it is handheld, but not really. So I'm not gonna say that. As far as going back further back, I did like the Game Boy Advance SP, mainly because that was the first Nintendo handheld that was actually backlit. That's what killed handheld for me for a long. Like Game Boy and the original Game Boy Advance, awesome games, but you still had to do this to the light to make sure that
the light plug-on adapter.
Oh god, this hook of a bulb that's right here, and you're trying.
Or you bought the magnifying glass if you couldn't. Did you remember that thing? It was like a projector that clipped onto your Game Boy.
Now you're holding on to 10 pounds just to play Donkey Kong Land. It's just like it's no good. So once they were able to be like, oh, I know that's backlight this stuff, then it was on. Then I was like, finally, it was nice to see. And considering that the Game Boy Advance SP was backwards compatible with the Game Boy games, I still got my Game Boy Advance SP. Yeah. It's weathered. It's weathered to hell. I probably need a new one. You can see the screen. It's fine enough. But yeah, I'm never getting rid of that thing. That's why my favorite old school child one. Well, teenager child, I suppose.
Yeah.
As far as obscure goes, really, I think we may have already talked about that with the Tiger Electronics. But actually, no. There were some other. I know this ain't technically Tiger Electronics, but you know what? I am gonna give a special shout out for a handheld game. Yahtzee. Okay, now I'm sure this is more regional.
Board game kind of category.
Hear me out on this one.
Okay.
I don't know if it's more regional, but when you go to these stores, these little knick-knack stores, they sell crap, whether it be a Christmas tree shop, Family Dollar. I'm sure every region has those stores that nice stores, but it's a cheap store. Yeah. And they would have these little devices. They look like design it was just a display, and they would have it for all these games. They would have it for Texas Hold'em, poker, various cribbage and whatnot, and they also had Yahtzee. I got the Yahtzee one, and it's stupid because it's just, for anyone that doesn't know, it's 5 dice. It's almost like a version of poker and dice combined. Trying to one of a kind, two of a kind, a line, a straight through count. You get points that way with the Yahtzee.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no!
I thought you were going to add something.
I was just going to say you just got a bit broken up there in the thing, and I was just like, oh, hey, you dropped out a few like critical words of the Yahtzee story.
Oh no! Well, no, seriously, Yahtzee is just for the uninitiated, it's poker meets dice. That's the basic what it is. And I got it, and I gotta say, this little thing, I played it until it burnt out.
Was it a single player game or a multiplayer game?
It was a single player. It was just you. It was just there.
You against the house.
Right. It was calculator graphics, so it didn't need to be lit by anything.
Yeah.
You could see it clearly. It was just like the dice, 5 dice, or was it 7 dice? Could be 6. It's a number of dice, and that's all it was. And then you'd hit, and if you win, you just play again. You'd play again, like it was a slot machine almost. That's more or less what these things were.
I was going to say, you grew up being addicted to slot machines.
Right, they were handheld slot machines. That's what they were, but they were fun. They were addictive, much like real slot machines. At least you didn't lose all your money with this, and they were cheap as hell.
Yeah.
As far as like obscure handhelds, I'll
you say about that one?
Our handheld games. Which one?
You just dropped out a tiny bit again. It's all good. So you like the Yahtzee one? That was your favorite one?
Yeah. Yep. Do you have any obscure handheld?
Not really. I probably
I set the bar high. So.
Yeah, it's probably way too high for me. I've just been itching to talk about my Steam Deck and why you should buy you should buy one, because I think we've kind of given a backstory of why handhelds have come into their own, and nowadays you've kind of got the choice between Nintendo Switch, PlayStation Portable, or the Steam Deck, and I bought the Steam Deck more so I could test my game on it and see if it works, and I might take it to some conventions and let people play it or whatever to see my game. But I didn't actually think I would like it myself. I thought, it's the kind of thing that'll just sit in the cupboard. I probably won't use it too much. Maybe. I don't know. I was unsure. But I think the Steam Deck is really important for people like you and me. And what I mean by that is people that love consoles and have found it a little bit hard to move on to PC gaming. Because this is basically like an Xbox in a handheld. It runs so fast. It's 10 times faster than the Switch. Everything just works really fast, really crisp. The screen's bigger than the Switch. The buttons are nicer than the Switch. Everything's better in every way than the Switch. And all of a sudden, I'm just watching a bit of TV. I'll pick up my Steam Deck and I'll play that while I'm watching TV or I just want to play for a couple of seconds because it loads so fast and does all these things so fast. I can play all those little games that I don't normally play so much. So and I don't know about if you can stream from it or any of that stuff. I'm sure you probably could do it somehow, but that's probably
Streamlabs, probably.
Yeah, but
at the service is.
I think what's really good about the Steam Deck is all those, probably like if you're an indie gamer like I am, obviously, that's where you could probably do a fair bit of playing of games, like those games that are somewhere between really small games up to say 5 gig. I don't know if you want to put the 100 gig games on this thing. I mean, you could, and they would run fine. I'm sure of that. I'm just saying, I think that's where this thing works really well, is those kind of, 10-hour games that you want to just knock out in between doing things. That's what I like about it. Mostly indie games is probably my favorite part about it. However, like I was looking at most popular Steam Deck games, and Baldur's Gate 3 is number 1, and that's like a massive game. So, but then Dave the Diver comes along, Elder's Ring. Power World, all these games are popular on the Steam Deck. Stardew Valley, that's another one that I think is a good size kind of game. Those type of games, great for the Steam Deck. Battery is amazing too. It lasts for
that was going to be one of my questions. Yeah, how long does it go for?
Well, that's why I got it, because opposed to some of the other handhelds, is the battery on it lasts for something like 9 hours or something, 8 or 9 hours. It's ridiculous amount of time. Apparently there's and I just realized myself kind of doing this, but not to the full extreme, but when you're just playing the Steam Deck, it has like a little bit of a smell to it, like an electronic smell to it. And apparently people have been sniffing their Steam Deck to get this new car smell kind of vibe, and Steam saying, don't do that, it's bad for you. And I can understand that probably people are getting high off their Steam Deck.
That's not.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think I think they're important to the people that want to transition from from console to PC. I think that's where the Steam Deck really fills that margin really well. And also people like you that are like into, older games like Half-Life 2 or all of those kind of games that, when I say older, they're, within the last 10, 20 years kind of thing, that have transitioned to the Steam Deck, and they play really nice on there too. I think.
How's the controls for the Steam Deck? Like the actual button placements and all that?
I find them really comfortable. Like I said, I find it to be more like an Xbox than a.
Is it your basic D-pad stick, button stick, shoulders, clicking sticks?
You got that on one side, so you got this touchpad thing. All right. The touchpad will give you. I've never used that, but it's like a mouse apparently. And then on the other side, you got the same kind of thing there. So.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. Yeah.
But
does it rumble?
Yeah, rumbles. It does,
nice.
Does all. It's got great sound. It's great picture. I think the PlayStation Portable is too early, and I've said this about Japanese. Japan does this quite regularly with their stuff. They make something that works really well in their country, and I assume that they've got really, really amazing internet, and so the PlayStation Portable wouldn't be a problem in Japan. But if you like, the idea of the PlayStation Portable is you can take it out and then you can play back to your base at home. But I don't know any place in Australia where I could go out and get enough internet speed to play remotely to my house. You know what I mean?
That's the thing with my Portal. I haven't taken out of the house yet. I use it more or less. I turn my PS5 into my Wii U.
Yeah.
I just if I got something on, if I got something going, I don't feel like turning it. I mean, if I'm in bed and I can't sleep, reach around, get the Portal, play God of War until I fall asleep.
Yeah.
Just like that. That's really all it does. It's not I don't consider that a portable thing.
Yeah, but
because
I think in Japan they take it out and then they use public Wi-Fi to get back to their house.
Right. And another thing too, between that, the Switch, and I'll even throw the Wii U gamepad in there, and I don't know about the Steam Deck because I never held one. It feels fragile. I wouldn't want to drop this. I mean, they all feel fragile, but this feels fragile.
No,
this feels like glass.
Doesn't feel fragile. It feels like.
Don't test it out.
No. But it feels like an Xbox control. I feel like I'm holding an Xbox controller when I hold the Steam Deck, but they've just elongated it. So
no, I mean, the main reason why I want to get a Steam Deck is because, truth be told, I already got a lot of Steam games. So if I had a Steam Deck, I'd take a library for it, right off bat.
Yeah, I think that's where I've shined too. A whole heap of games that I haven't been able to have time to play, because it goes back to what you said before, where PC, my PC is something that I work at every day, so I'm often at my PC, and I kind of want to break from my PC as much as I love my PC. Sometimes I don't want to just go and play games on that too. But when I finish off, it kind of blurs the line between work and play, if you know what I mean. So having the Steam Deck and then I can go and play over there on the couch or out and about is way better for me than playing Steam games on my PC. I mean, for those people that have a PC specifically for gaming, then I don't think they're going to love the Steam Deck as much as people like you or me that are kind of using our PCs for other things. So
No, yeah, well, like I am gonna get one at some point. It's just like it hasn't grabbed me because I can play my Steam games on my computer, and while I'm a console person at heart, I'm already used to mouse and keyboard for the mouse and keyboard games.
it's
so
got a
going
cool
from
touch
that,
screen as well.
oh, it does. Well, how is that? Does that work well? I
it's
mean,
it's really nice. It's like the
really?
Nintendo Switch, but everything's optimized. That's what it feels like. It just feels like a super optimized Nintendo Switch with Xbox controllers. And the buttons kind of make proper clicky noises when you press them. Oh, and then you've got buttons underneath as well that you can use for extra buttons.
Oh, nice. Hockey stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
How about this? How about this? How about this? Accessories. Do you have a case for it? Like a little,
Oh, it comes with a zippy case.
Yeah, it comes with one. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, see, I got for my Switch, I have my Breath of the Wild Zelda carrying case.
Yeah, so it comes with like something similar to that. And it's actually got it, so it's got like that rubber band, like that big, thick rubber band, so you can hang it on your suitcase. You know how you pull up your suitcase thing? So you can hang it on that when you're like traveling and stuff. So they've like thought about it, about a traveling kind of companion. Yeah, I don't know. I think you would like it a lot. Like, I think you'd like it more than you think you would like it.
Let's just say you have your Steam Deck, but you're in a spot where you don't have any internet, no Wi-Fi, no nothing. Playing it, is it still optimal or like?
Yeah,
have you tried that yet?
I haven't tried it yet, but all the games are downloaded to the Steam Deck.
Right. Yeah. That's.
So as long
I
as
don't know how licensing works.
So as long as the game is downloaded to the Steam Deck, I don't think Steam's as fussy about that type of thing. I'll turn off the Wi-Fi on the Steam Deck and trial that for you later on today.
Yeah, just be like, all right, so it does that way. Well, it's just funny because I actually had that problem. I've been playing my PlayStation 3 lately, and I had to turn off the internet.
Yeah,
because a lot of the games that I got on it, the servers are gone. There are no more servers, no more online leaderboards. So just to get rid of it all. So it's important to know. I'm always worried about that with a lot of my stuff. If I go dark, can I do anything with it? I don't expect that with my computer, but at the same time, it's a computer. You expect the internet to be like alive and present on a computer.
Yeah,
but that's always been a good thing about handhelds is that you can play the games no matter what. In the middle of the woods, nothing around you, just play something.
I think this one here is designed so it's running with the Linux operating system, and Linux is renowned for being really fast and really, really kind of robust kind of running system. Also not very user friendly, but then they've put the Steam interface over the top of that, so then it actually runs just really nicely. Everything's yeah. And I think once you kind of say, I'm going to download this game at home, and then they're like, okay, that's cool. You've got it. That's in your library. Go and play it. So, yeah.
Like as we're talking about the Steam Deck, I'm just taking a look at all the games I just got now. I trimmed my Steam library just a little while ago because I need space. I need to buy more space.
Well,
but having a Steam Deck would be nice.
I think a Steam Deck is really nice. I don't know. What I don't know is if they make games smaller for the. How I don't know if some gaming companies did that. I don't know if potentially. Don't quote me on this, but I think Xbox Series S and Xbox Series X do this, where there's two different versions of the game that it'll download to the console because it knows the Series S can't do as much as the Series X, so it downloads like these particular materials for the objects. I don't know if games are going to go to that thing. So you get like potentially a smaller version of the game on Steam Deck. And that would be nice if they did that. Because it's, I don't know, it's running at 60 FPS, but it's also, not got, I think it's only like 720 resolution. It might be HD, just HD. I think it outputs at 720.
Here's a question, if you noticed. Going back to accessories, are there any skins for these things? I mean, even if they're not just endorsed by Valve themselves, it's just like a little latex thing you put on it or whatnot.
Yeah. I got one ordered because I've got this whole problem now where I want to try and work out a way that I can tether my Steam Deck to a bench when I go to a game convention so people can't just run off with my Steam Deck.
Yeah, it's good to make sure.
So yeah.
Back from one of my controllers, I have a piece of not electrical tape, just Scotch tape. Just so if I ever bring my controller over to someone's house, I'll be like, no, this is my controller because I have that Scotch tape.
Well, you can
I would do that.
You can actually buy Steam case. So basically, you can the Steam Deck's not as. It's a little bit different to every other console. So you buy like an Xbox or a PlayStation, and they're kind of very closed and very. You can't do anything with this because that's what that's what you bought that's what you got. But the Steam Deck's kind of got the PC gamer in mind. And so, for example, you can go and buy clear cases, take all this black stuff off the Steam Deck, unscrew it all and put brand new buttons, and like I could make a red Steam Deck if I wanted to, because I can buy all the components I can screw it all up, and they're just like, oh yeah, do that, away you go, kind of thing. And you can upgrade it to more memory. You can upgrade the way that they've designed it's way more decided about the PC market. I have heard that like the problems with the Steam Deck is because it doesn't run Windows. I mean, you can boot up Windows on it if you want to on a separate drive. There is that option. But because it doesn't natively run Windows, games like Call of Duty that have an anti-cheat system and it won't run on Steam Deck unless you boot up Windows and install it that way.
Oh, God.
Because, but I didn't want it to play like 200 gig of Call of Duty. That's not what I wanted it for.
No, I'm about to say, like, Call of Duty's a sit down in front of a TV kind of game or a monitor.
Yeah,
you know, you gotta be nested when you play a game like that. I would say like, do people play Fortnite and Apex and all that stuff like portably on the go? That just seems like you're not gonna. Maybe I could see like
can on the Switch and stuff, but I've tried playing on the Switch and it is so much of a disadvantage. Because you don't have. You're literally like latency is nowhere near as good as anyone on any other device. So you've got to aim in front of where you think they might go to give you half a chance of killing anything. But
yeah, best if you're home and you got like every good option available to you.
Yeah. But no.
But that's weird though. How Call of Duty has that.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think if you're going to just go for the OLED. It's only like a couple of $100 or whatever, but I think it's well worth it.
Oh, no. Like anytime I buy a game, I get the best. Like just default, I'll get that because I don't want to miss out on anything, you know? So I'd probably get like, you know, whatever mainly the space. I'm going to buy what gives me the most space right on the system.
Well, you can put like a memory card straight in the bottom here, like it just plugs straight in. But you know, I still want as much as I can get.
Yeah, I'm a greedy bastard.
The main reason I bought the OLED one is because it's like double the battery almost. Like if you go, I think it's 5 hours on the standard one and 8 hours on the OLED or something like that. They say, depending on the game you're playing and all that, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just in love with this thing more than I ever thought I would be. And it's just,
well, what are you playing on it right now? What's like if you would play it, what's your go-to? What are you playing on
I just finished a game yesterday. No, I can't remember what that game was, but I did finish. I finished. Let me just have a look at this thing. But yeah, I just playing Tomb Raider last night. The new, what number 4? Tomb Raider number 4, the Revelations or something like that.
Revelation. So, okay, so 1, 2, 3, last chapter. I think Revelations is technically the 5th one.
Yeah. Okay.
You're wrong. I don't know. I don't know. Because
And
then there's Angel of Darkness, Legend.
You know how like Batman doesn't run on Steam on Switch very well. Like you can get that on here. Borderlands on here. So what else was I playing?
Well, I'm looking right here.
That's
Like
what I played. Kingdom 80s. I love the King. Have you ever played the Kingdom series? Kingdom.
No. You've touched on it.
Oh, I
on this
always.
show.
It's like one of my go-to. It's Kingdom 80s was their last iteration of the game. So I played that and finished that game, and it just runs really good. It's just fun. But yeah.
Now, real quick, at the very least here in the States, granted, I haven't really looked. I've never seen a Steam Deck just like on sale at a store. Usually, I think you have to like order them online.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the only way to get it. Is that the same way it is over in Australia?
Yeah. Well, you can't buy them anywhere in Australia. The
same
version that I got comes with the US plug on it. So it doesn't even come with. You don't even get they don't even make it for Australia. They don't even have an Australian plug.
So the Australians, like, do you guys have the 220 volt?
No, we've got the 240.
40? Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, we
We're 120.
We blow shit up over here.
Yeah, geez, got a lot of electricity down there.
Yeah, we want to make sure we can charge that shit up fast. Like,
oh man, yeah, geez. That happened to my friend when he went to India. He had he didn't bring any games over there, but he had phone chargers and stuff, and he had to like get converters and what. I don't think they were that bad though in India, but like I know England does 220.
Yeah,
Great Britain. Yeah, so, they go up.
But all you have to do is get the So the only thing is it's a USB-C port on the top of the Steam Deck. So I've just got heaps of USB-C things here anyway. So it's all.
Oh, good. There you go.
It's all easy, but it's just like you can't buy them in Australia. So the one I bought was off Amazon. It had to come from America to get it. You know. Welcome to the world of Australia. You get to get everything from the rest of the world.
Well, hey, yeah, so don't we? So doesn't America. We have to get our stuff from like everywhere.
Yeah, you just get it from everywhere. You design it, get it shipped to America, then you sell it, and then we buy it from America. So it's designed, built somewhere else, shipped to America, then shipped back to Australia.
all part of the circle of life, Ant. All part of the circle of life.
Yeah.
I did have. This is a stupid question. This is going to be the stupidest question you ask about the Switch. Not the Switch, the Steam Deck. It's not a touchscreen, right?
No, it is. I told you that.
It is a touchscreen. I'm talking the screen. The screen itself is that a touch?
Yeah.
Because I know you said that those sides right there were, but the screen itself is a touch.
Yeah. So I can just touch the screen there. Oh, I can't.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. I'm trying to work out where my camera is here. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Nice.
So you can play. So that gives you like games that are mouse controlled. You can use straight with your touch screen.
Yeah, I'm about to say that would be how I would play any. Now I would love to see how if Red Alert 2 plays on the Steam. It might not because it's an old game, but if you could just use that to move all your troops and stuff, that'd be great.
Let me have a look. Red Alert 2.
I don't think any of the Command and Conquer games might be Switch. Switch. See, I go right to Switch.
Okay.
I don't think any of them. I don't think any of them is Steam Deck compatible though.
I don't know if it doesn't. It's hard to see if games are Steam Deck. A lot of games, especially all the Valve games, they've obviously made them Steam Deck compatible. I don't know if this. I don't know where to look on Steam half the time for what their stuff is, but I don't think it is.
No, I'm looking at. I just went to the.
But it doesn't matter because you
yeah.
can install it anyway, and most of the time you can then make your own configuration of how you want to play the game. So you have to like trial and error. Some games are like just out of the box work straight away, and in other games you might have to do a little bit of mucking around to make them work or whatever on the Steam Deck.
A lot of other games I want to play on the Steam Deck are compatible though.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I reckon, like I said, I think it would just make you fall in love with Steam. Like I've never wanted Steam games as much as I want them now. It's weird.
Well, then somewhere down the road, I mean, right now, I don't got the urge for the Steam Deck. Maybe if it was a little cheaper, but I mean, it's right now. I'm assuming it's around 600.
Yeah, I'd say that's about your price.
Which is about the price of a console. It'd be like getting another console.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I would recommend buying one, but you'll probably like it more than everything else you own. It's a weirdest thing because I only bought it because I've got a couple of conventions and stuff coming up, and I've got to do a bit of traveling and stuff, and I got all these things, and I'm just like talked myself into it. Or you know what, you deserve that Steam Deck, and you
gotta treat yourself right sometimes, yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, no, I'm not sure, and anyway, I got the Steam. I did get it, but I was unsure if I should, you know what I mean? But then once I got it, I was like, why didn't I buy this earlier, like way earlier? I didn't, because one of my friends, the guy that's making music for our game, he's been telling me about Steam Decks every day for like, I don't know, the last 3 years. Every time he talks, it's always something Steam Deck, something Steam Deck. And I'm like, oh, but you're like he's a Steam fanboy. Like his go-to is always computer, then console. And so I thought, maybe it's just because you're a Steam fanboy, and it's like fully converted me into being a Steam fanboy. I don't like. I would happily sell my PlayStation and probably not my Switch, probably my Xbox now that I have a Steam Deck. Yeah.
Wow. Now that's high praise. That's high praise.
Yeah. I don't know. Depending, but then I have to go down the road of buying every game. But I think you can also get Xbox. I think you can get your Xbox Cloud gaming on Steam Deck.
I'm about to say Steam Deck does have one disadvantage. Real quick. Now, does the Steam take cartridges? Does it take UMVs? Does it take little power stuff? What's the cartridge-based thing for?
They're just downloads. It's something modern that you wouldn't have heard about. They're just
just download, just like in the system, as it were. And I know we go to this all the time: physical, digital, blah 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 blah. And yes, I do have dozens upon dozens of digital Steam games at my fingertips right now, so I can't bite too deep into this. But it should be noted that the Steam Deck is no physical media at all.
Yes, it is. It's true.
Yes, but just saying. I'm just saying that's a fact. It's a fact.
It is a fact. I think the thing that I trust about Steam more than I trust a lot of other places, and I could be wrong about this, but Steam has been the earliest adopter. Like they started this whole download digital media stuff. And so they don't get rid of games. Like there's old games that are on there. Even you can have a look at games that are on there that are no longer available to buy. But if I own that game, I'm pretty sure I can still download it from Steam. So
I got one like that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So
my own copy on Unreal. So
yeah. Well, I think they keep things around a lot longer because they don't want to try and. They're really. The PC community is so much more fickle, I guess, than the console community, especially with those little nuances about downloads and stuff. Like we're only kind of all console community's only getting that problem now, I guess, of
Yeah.
hey, can we download this in 3 years' time? Where PC community's been like, we want to download this forever, and Steam's like, yeah, that's no problem. So
And honestly, now that I think of it, no physical media is not too bad with a Steam Deck because you got to think of it this way: it is a portable system, and no one wants to be carrying around a bunch of games with them. You know what I mean? At least portably, because then you might lose them and stuff. So for that regard, that actually makes sense to have a portable system that is only digital. So I guess that's a non-issue more or less with the Steam Deck.
yeah, no, that's true. So yeah, no, I think, and also you can pop out the USB mini, or whatever they call the SD, this mini SD card. You can pop one of them in and out, and just put more games on that anyway.
There you go. There's your physical media.
There you go.
It's all right on there.
It's all there for you. I knew you'd come around, but yeah, I don't know. I'm less likely to play. The only reason I play the Nintendo is to play like the first party Nintendo releases, but I don't find Nintendo as addicted to play. I've always find that, especially like since you've been playing a PlayStation and an Xbox and now a Steam Deck, Nintendo is so slow. It's like the slowest of all the consoles. And I keep having to remind myself it was competing with the PlayStation 3 or something at the time when it was launched, or, you know, like it's pretty much got the same hardware.
It was 2017. I don't think the PS4 Pro or the Xbox One X was out yet, but it was that era that it got.
Yeah, but it's only got about the same kind of hardware as a PS3. That's pretty much comparative. Yeah. And so if you kind of go, well, they're doing really well to actually keep these games running on a Nintendo Switch, then they're done. Like it's a feat of nature, like a miracle. No one would ever expect that to happen. But from a gaming point of view, I was like, oh, every time I click a button, I have to do this. And going back to here's another one. When I downloaded stuff onto the Steam, so digital games on this, not Steam, onto Nintendo, and I went on an airplane flight where there was obviously no Wi-Fi, no nothing. Yep. Now, I've got two Nintendos, and I did not realize this, that if you have two Nintendo Switches, and say your main Nintendo Switch is, say, the white one or the OLED one, and the other one's the other one. If you go to use the other one, Nintendo will not let you play the games on that you've downloaded unless it can connect to the internet. So this whole plane trip, I could not play those games that were on the hard drive of the Nintendo because it wasn't my main console. It had to connect to my main console to test if I still own those games.
Yeah, that's the license right there. The other one has the license. The one you had did not have the license.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been around. I remember that being a problem with me back in the 360 days. Because, like, me and my friend hang out with each other, we put our profiles on, and you get to play for a little bit. But, like, as soon as, like, you were away, if you didn't have internet, if it was down or something, then you couldn't play that stuff because it wasn't on the licensed console.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
but for a Nintendo Switch that's a portable device, that's just bullshit. Like, they have to fix that. That's what I'm saying. That's a question I have. Now, when you got your Steam Deck, did you have to sign in, verify, sign up, make an account, any of that? Obviously, you already have a Steam account. You have to have a Steam account to use a Steam Deck.
Yeah, you need a Steam account.
Yeah.
But was there anything else you had to do besides just log into Steam?
No, that's it.
Oh, really? Wow.
It's super easy, and Steam's changed their licensing agreements now too. So you can actually borrow, like if you're in a family network with your brother, for example, you can go and play his games as long as he's not playing those games. Now,
oh, wow.
I think on a Steam Deck, that's when you would probably run into problems where you'd need internet to be able to do something like that. But for my game collection, it keeps the license on the Steam Deck, as far as I know, so you don't have these connection failures. I think it's designed to be way more portable than any of the other ones.
Oh.
So
Hmm.
I'm just saying, go and get one tomorrow.
All right.
You're sold.
I honestly like. It's not the first time. I don't mind ordering things online. I really don't. But I don't. If I'm gonna spend that much money on something, I don't know. I like to see where it comes from first.
I
See the
think
box.
I think
I've
it's
never
that warranty thing where you go
the old.
you go and buy it like at Best Buys or something, and then if you buy it from there and then you take it home and it doesn't work, you take it back and you throw it at them and you go, it doesn't work, and they give you your money and then you're happy. You know what I mean?
I think the most I've ever spent on anything online was like $160 on a Rock Band 3 drum set. Like that was the most, because you had to. You can't find them, so like I had to get that online. Still in work, by the way. But yeah, like $650 on something like that. Like that'd be a little. That's the price I saw once a while back. I don't know if it's gone down, gone up.
Just buy it from Amazon. If you don't like it, they'll take it back.
Here's another question though. Should I buy one? Because how long has the Steam Deck been out for now? Right? It's been out a couple years.
Well, they just refreshed it with the OLED. I don't think Steam's going to be bringing out multiple consoles. I think they're just going to.
You don't think there's going to be a Steam Deck 2?
No, I think they're going to just do like the same Steam Deck and just update it. It's like a PC. You don't.
Right.
Yeah, you just get a slightly newer one. Maybe they'll call it like a Steam Deck 0.0 or 0.2 or something, but it's still essentially the same one. And then the one that you have now will still run most of the games all the games you have are just not going to be quite as quick as the next iteration. The OLED one only came out, I think, earlier this year, so it's pretty new.
All right. Well, okay, I'll buy one right now.
You are not.
All right.
Wow.
No, my timetable for getting one of those is probably around Christmas time. I always get myself a gift from me, every year. And I usually treat
to show you care.
Yeah. I cared about myself.
Yeah.
Like last year, that's why I got my the VR last year. I was like, here you go, Merry Christmas. You've earned this. Put this stupid thing on your face.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But yeah, I did the same kind of thing, but I don't know. I'll report back in a month's time, tell you how much I'm playing it then. See if I'm still addicted to it. That might be a better point of view.
One last question. Well, one last just query, because I do want to think about the future of this. Coming out that you're actually looking forward to playing on the Switch Deck, the Steam Deck itself. Like anything that you're like, wow, not only going to play this one, I'm going to be able to play it on the Steam Deck.
Oh, for me, it's all indie games. So
well, any particular one? Do you think there's going to be a particular indie game that's really going to shine on this?
I don't know. I'm looking forward to Undermine 2. That one there, I'm hanging out for that.
Nice.
I think that'd be really good on the Steam Deck. I'm thinking about buying Hades 2 because I really like Did you play Hades ever?
No, but it made the rounds. I heard a lot about it.
It's a really cool game. Also, that was that I'm probably get that maybe for the Steam Deck. And I'm not sure. Maybe I'm still thinking about buying I think it's Viewport or Viewfinder. I can't remember what it's called. It's this one where you got this Polaroid camera and you take pictures of things and then you use those pictures to then solve puzzles. So that one there's on sale at the moment. I'm probably going to buy it just because I've been looking at. I was going to buy it on PlayStation probably about a month ago, and I thought, oh, maybe I will, maybe I won't, and then the sale finished, so I forgot to buy it. So So you know sometimes you like and ah too long, and then so I'll probably get it for this now. But yeah,
I mean, I hate to say it, probably the first thing I would want to play on the Steam Deck would be Fallout 4, only because you can play Skyrim portable with the Switch, but you can't play Fallout 4 portable. So that'd probably be like my first go-to, I suppose, if I had a Steam Deck.
I think it's Fallout would be.
Oh no! Oh, it's definitely Steam Deck. It's got to be. I'd bet on it handily. It'd be Steam Deck compatible.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Ow.
Oh, I forgot to put the out bit. I put fall for. How do I know if the? How do I know?
Well, if I just go to, I can just go to the library and like my own library, take a look at it.
Oh. I don't know if it's Steam Deck compatible.
For store page. Yes, I am that old. Sadly. Oh yeah, it's Steam Deck verified.
Oh, there you go.
Oh wow, no, I can really play this on my phone if I want. Huh. All right. Well, that's good to know.
I might. That's the kind of game I might play something like that on the Steam Deck too. Like I've never played that game because a lot of the times I don't sit down and play him for that long. I'll play him. One of the biggest problems with my PlayStation at the moment is I kind of sit down and play a game and then I'm like, then my kids will want to play something or do something and I don't get to have those bigger sessions anymore. So now with the Steam Deck, for me, it's fantastic. So,
yeah, it's like I will always talk. I am biased because I'm local.
Yeah,
but it's a damn good game.
No, fair enough. I was going to finish off with, I think where this handheld revolution is going. Like we're talking about handhelds, and I just wanted to finish off with where they're going because everything seems to be pointing towards cloud gaming and stuff like that. And I'm still not on board with cloud gaming. I don't fully understand the whole idea of I understand the idea, but I don't understand how you can play a cloud game and not have bad FPS and things like that. How does are people that's what I'm kind of confused about.
I think because of that, cloud gaming is just going to stick to the very simple, basic games. You know what I mean? The games that don't require ultra fast connections.
You say that, but it's not. If you go and have a look on, like games like Fallout 4 are cloud gameable on Xbox.
Yeah, and I wouldn't do that. That's a little too hefty. Like you would need to at the very least you need to have a damn connection with nothing else sucking off it. You know.
Yeah.
First, and Fallout 4 is a 10-year-old game. You know what I mean? Imagine playing something else, like something more recent. I hate when that happens. When I'm on an option that says you can stream this if you want. I'm like, no.
Well, I just saw that.
Like, give me the game.
Amazon Fire Stick Amazon's just released Xbox required bundle, where you buy a Fire Stick, an Xbox controller, and Game Pass subscription, and that is how you do your gaming via this Fire Stick.
Well, maybe that's a trade-off. I'm sure it's not as expensive as buying an Xbox, but if you buy an Xbox, the connect, if it plays fine. There's no, latency problems at all. It plays right from there. But if you get the Fire Stick, you save a couple extra bucks, but it's not going to be the best quality. Seems like a trade-off.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm going to have to go and try cloud gaming one of these games and see. I'm going to have to try. I'm going to have to do some more research.
Do it off the Steam Deck. Do it off the Steam Deck. Does the Steam Deck support cloud?
I'm pretty sure I can put my Game Pass on there and do cloud gaming. So I'll give it a go. I'm going to try this out.
Just make sure you're right next to your, Wi-Fi port, though. Rub the Steam Deck on it if you need to, just to really get it nice in there.
Yeah, well, no, you know what? I'll take it out and I'll hotspot my phone and see how it goes via a mobile hotspot.
There you go. It's blazingly fast speed.
I don't know. it's got me really curious. Like I feel like that's where they want us to go. That's where they're forcing us into this cloud gaming thing. They basically don't want us to even own the games going forward. The whole idea is going to be that we are all going to just rent games off a server. I think that's what they would enjoy the majority to have people to do. I don't like this idea. Like you're still stuck on cartridges. Imagine if you have to rent a game off a server. That's the future.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but like I said, I mean, I got this behind me, but I also got this right in front of me, proof that I do buy online. I haven't really done any. The only time I ever streamed anything off the cloud was I tried out God of War on PlayStation 5, the PS2 version, and it played Bill like something was off. You know, it was just weird.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's not a. I don't think it's the greatest idea ever either. So I'm just unsure how this goes. But I feel like that's what they're going to like, not so much force because everyone's kind of stuck still with we want a disc or we want a physical cartridge. Because I'm still waiting to see with the PlayStation 6 and the Xbox, whatever they call the next thing, Mark 477, and they put no disc in these things, and we all go, "What the hell? You finally did the whole discless thing," and everyone just loses their mind. And Steam's like over there laughing in the corner, "Haha, we've been doing it for 100 years," and.
Well, when that comes, maybe a lot of people run to Steam because if that's the way it's going to have to be, you're going to want to do it with people that know what they're doing and people that have been doing it for a while.
I mean, that's why I said to you, I kind of trust Steam more than I trust the others. I trust Steam more than I sure as hell don't trust EA or Epic's hard to trust as much as they give me free stuff all the time. There's something weird about Epic. They just seem a bit too nice.
Like, you know, Valve's great, Steam's great. I've loved Steam and all that, but at the end of the day, they're a company. So I trust them all you want, but just remember, you might someday have to step away. Don't get yeah.
Oh, and I'm not trusting them with my life. Let's just state the obvious here.
Yeah,
but I am
like,
saying,
don't give them the balls.
Yeah, yeah. We got a comment here. I love owning physical, and it's a bit annoying that most games want you to have it digitally.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing with the Steam Deck. But like again, you know, I can see that sentiment with, you know, home console games or even PC games because that's at your house, like any other library, like your DVD.
Well, I don't.
But when you're traveling around. Like that's probably why I actually download a lot of stuff on my Switch. Like I keep games, like the actual games for games, but stuff like Mario Kart, stuff like Smash Brothers, like the games you always just go back to, those are downloaded.
Oh, you bought them digitally. Oop. You frozen.
Yep, sorry, you cut out.
Yeah. Did you buy them digitally?
Yeah, I did. I 100% bought them digitally because they're just so ubiquitous.
Who are you? Who are you? Who is this person?
No. I know. Yeah, it sounds weird. But that just I was thinking about it. Like I could buy the disc, but I'll be out with my friends. It's portable, and someone will be. There might be a Switch. Like, hey, let's play Mario Kart. And I don't want like, oh, let's play Mario Kart. Oh, I don't have the disc with the little card with me. Oh, well, we can't do it. So that's why stuff like that. Mario games, Zelda games, Metroid, that's all.
So basically you're just confirming what I've been saying all along, that the Steam Deck's perfect because it doesn't have discs.
Hey, I never said not. I actually, I thought it was a good idea because it's portable. You know, because you don't want to lose your stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
But when it comes to actual console stuff, yes. Physical, then, now, forever. And
Whoop. You've just died. You're dying too much today.
Yeah.
I think
it's coming out.
It's coming out.
Oh, I cannot wait to buy. I'm not even gonna play it. Just gonna stick it right up here, just so we see it when we do this.
Whoa! Were you talking about Alan Wake or Tomb Raider? Which one did you say?
No, Alan Wake. Alan Wake.
I bought the new Tomb Raider.
Right here.
I'm going to buy Alan Wake on my Steam Deck when it's on sale next. I'm gonna go buy the bundle.
Wait, no, is it? Is that only Epic Store? Was that only an Epic Store thing, Alan Wake? I thought it was out for the Steam. I think it would be.
Alan Wake? Oh, maybe there isn't Alan Wake. Is Alan Wake? Oh my god.
Alan Wake 1 is out. Oh, wow. Is it only? Because I know it's out for PC and PS5. I thought it would be...
No.
Huh.
Alan Wake is not available.
God damn.
Damn.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. The first one is...
Well, that's by that Remy Entertainment, which have Control, and then they decided to. They got the licensing back from that, so then they could release it on whole heap of stuff. So it's like they kind of release a game, sell it to the highest bidder, and then after a year they get it back, and then they go and do some other things with it.
Yeah, so I wouldn't worry. It'll be out for Steam at some point. Yeah, just sooner than later. It'll probably be like a definitive edition that also has some DLC stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think we've exhausted this topic on everything.
Well, no, I think I learned that the Steam Deck is awesome, and everyone should have one. I mean, I'm glad you seem to love it. Anything that makes people play more games. Right here. Yeah. So that's great. I am glad you're enjoying it, my friend.
No, I am. I feel like I'm going to have a lot more games to talk about over the coming.
Yeah, this is gonna be, and I hope we hear them. Hear them here on Anything Gaming, where we talk about anything gaming.
Well, it's going to change its name to Steam Deck Gaming soon.
Steam Deck Gaming. anything on and Steam Deck.
That's exactly what it'll be. All right. Talk to you guys later. See yous.